Welcome YouTube, this OG Weasel Urban Conversation. I'm coming to you with another fire story from straight from the feds, man. I did 20 years on a 30-year federal sentence. And if you just now tuning in to my channel, man, hit that like and subscribe button because this is real. These are real stories, man. Authentic stories, man. Can't be duplicated. You have to be in experience to be able to relive these stories, man. It take a lot out of me to relive some of these stories, man, because you know what I'm saying, it's a mental challenge, it's a fight, you know what I'm saying. And like I said, if you just now tuning in my channel, man, I'm talking about federal prison stories, my experiences that I went through doing a 20-year sentence, you know. And if you didn't know, man, I got a 30-year sentence, man. I did 20 years on it thanks to Obama, man, and the administration of the Clemency Project. I was one of the candidates that was in attendance to make that list. You know what I'm saying? I'm highly grateful for Obama and his administration, and I'm very thankful. To get straight into one of these stories, man, I got several stories I wanted to tell y'all, man, but I'm gonna drop this one first, man. I was in FCI Greenville. Matter of fact, I think I was in FCI Pekin. I take that back. I was in FCI Pekin, man. This had to be in like 2005 when I was getting transferred. You know what I'm saying? I think I was getting transferred. I know I was getting transferred because every time I go to the hole, I'm not one of the fortunate ones to pretty much go back to the yard for some reason or another. Just sometimes, you know, people get the bad end of the stick, man, and I was one of the fortunate ones that, you know, my influence on a lot of people kind of hindered me in a lot of situations. So, you know, once they got me and I was involved in anything, they got rid of me. But this particular story was in FCI Pekin, right? And I'm gonna tell you about this Indian, you know what I'm saying? And it's a catch-22, man. I don't want to rush this story. I don't want to speed it up. I want to just tell exactly how it went. You know, I was in the hole for fighting. I was getting transferred. They had started this new program about if you leave on a disciplinary, you got to do a year in SEG. You know what I'm saying? They started this program, or well, you know, however it went. So I'm one of these candidates that got to stay in here, do a year in the SEG before transfer. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the reason I was in there for fighting and all of that. But this particular story about the Indian. So we in the shoe. The Indian been in the shoe well before we got there. See, he was in the catch-22, something like. Whatever he done on the yard, they had him back here in the shoe. And he was too short to get transferred to another prison. But his points wasn't high enough to raise his custody. And whatever he done wasn't overlookable for them to let him back to the yard. So he was in a catch-22. So he had to go straight home, bypass the halfway house. How he acting, I know he bypassed the halfway house. They was just straight, you getting straight out of here, straight to the street. And what you do is what you do, whatever, right? So this motherfucker had been, the Indian been back here so long, right? And you know, after, you know, it's a group of dudes on one tier, right? You be on this tier so long, right? You know, you got guys that come in and stay a day or two and leave right out. And you know, like dudes, like knowing that, like I'm finna be in here a year, I stopped taking cellies. And there's a few dudes that don't be taking cellies because you got to get them your soap. You know what I'm saying? They come in, then they be hungry. You know what I'm saying? You ain't leaving. You can't go to the store like everybody else on the compound. So you using up all your stuff to aid and assist them because it take 2 or 3 days for them to even get their property. So you don't want nobody stinking in your cell and all of that. So you let them use the, you give them a bar of soap and, you know what I'm saying? Make sure they use the extra shower shoes that you got in the cell. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, getting straight to the story, man. I'm just giving y'all some light little details of that. But straight to the story. The Indian in the catch-22. He can't get transferred because his points ain't high enough to go to a USP. And he can't go to another jail because he don't have enough time in. You know what I'm saying? Left for the transfer, because you got to have a certain amount of time before the administration or BOP transfer you. You know what I'm saying? So if you got 7 months, 8 months, 9 months left, 12 months, 11 months, something like that, 13 months, they probably say, nah, we ain't transferring because we going to use our money, transfer him. Then we got to be sending him back out of the prison. So for whatever he done, he was in the catch-22. So he got to sit in the motherfucking shoe. But I got to sit in the shoe, and a few other guys got to sit in the shoe for this motherfucking, this new program. You know what I'm saying? For transfer. You got to do a year, 11 months, some type of shit like that. So I have been in here 6-7 months at this time. So everybody on the tour, we kind of got a rapport with each other. So we sitting around and screaming through the doors, hollering at each other, swapping books, shit like that of that nature. But we know this crazy Indian down here on the other end because he be giving the guards confrontations and shit when they go down there serve child. And we in behind this door. We in behind this door 23 hours and one. You know what I'm saying? So we only get to come out 1 hour. This Indian don't never come out. You know what I'm saying? For that 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? He had been back there before we had been back there. So this motherfucking Indian used to be screaming down the hallway, talking about, man, y'all got some peanut butter, let me get some peanut butter. And we convicts, so you know, we already know what type of conditions we under. So if we got something, we gonna send a motherfucker down here because we know even on the tour, we know you ain't going to the store. You might hear a motherfucker down there talking about you can't even afford the two mailing stamps or some shit like that. So we always hear shit like that and shoot a nigga some stamps, white boy, whoever. We you know what I'm saying? We convicts, so we help each other. Now it's us against the administration. When you under these type of conditions, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You put everything else aside and y'all work together. You know what I'm saying? We got long ass strings and toothpaste things, slide them down the hallway to bring a book because the guard won't bring us a book. You know what I'm saying? Talking about y'all get it on y'all own. So we improvise and we make shit happen. And we get what we got, what we trying to retrieve. So this Indian, right, had been asking for peanut butter jars for months. You know what I'm saying? So every time we order peanut butter, you know, you can only get one in commissary when you in the shoe, right? So they give us our little peanut butter and all the jars that we was emptying out using, we'd leave a little bit in there and send it down there to the Indian. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, tell the y'all leave a little bit in there, man, for me, man, this and that. All the time, this motherfucker stockpiling the motherfucking peanut butter jars, right? So my homie hit the wall and say, hey, St. Louis, hey, check this out, man. He say, man, dude been down there saving these motherfucking peanut butter jars, woo, woo, woo. He finna motherfucking put a demo down. So, you know what I'm saying? So we like, oh, okay. He finna put a demo down. I'm like, all right. Well, holla at him and let him know when he gonna do it so we can be prepared, man. So the demo that this motherfucker putting down, you know what I'm saying? He had been taking all these motherfucking peanut butter jars, stockpiling them in this motherfucking room. That's why he never come out the cell for the hour. He stockpiling these motherfuckers because when you leave the cell and go out for rec, the guards are going there and search your room and shit like that. If you got, you know, some contraband, making a knife, or got some cigarettes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So they're going there and ramshack your room while you out there on the rec yard for the little 1 hour and shit. They transfer you with handcuffs on there and back and forth. So, you know what I'm saying? You stick your arms out the little chuck hole, the door, and get the handcuffs on you before they even open the door. That's policy behind when you in the shoe. They cannot open the door, point blank period, if you in this motherfucker without no handcuffs. They not gonna open the door. That's just the security reason of how they run it. So this motherfucking Indian will never come out of his fucking cell to go outside. And the motherfucker used to be like, why the Indian don't never come outside, motherfucker? You down there always tripping with the guard and shit. This and that. Bring your ass on outside and work out. They're like, no, that motherfucker ain't coming outside, man. I'm like, shit. All right. So we like, fuck it, man. You tell him to let us know when he gonna get ready to do what he do, right? So now this motherfucker been collecting these jars for months. So now it's due date time. This motherfucker been actually shitting and pissing in these peanut butter jars, leaving the top halfway off. Now he stockpiled all these peanut butter jars, and this is what he been doing in this motherfucking cell. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't tell you what was going through his motherfucking mind. All I know is this motherfucker been back here months before we got back here. And we back here 7-8 months thugging. You know what I'm saying? So I know this motherfucker back here, you know what I'm saying? He giving the guards the blues. He can't get transferred. He can't get transferred. He can't come back to the compound. You know what I'm saying? He going straight to the streets. So anything this motherfucker do is just like, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? So he at this point, like, fuck the administration. I'm gonna fuck y'all up. Y'all can't do shit to me. This, that, and the third, right? So get word like, hey man, y'all make sure y'all cover the doors at the count time, right? So we went outside that morning, came back in. They told us, hey man, make sure y'all cover y'all doors after lunch and shit like that, right? So we covered our doors. I'm in the cell by myself, right? So I took my motherfucking extra sheet that I've been stockpiling. I wet this motherfucker, right? And I got an extra blanket too in here. So I wet the blanket and the sheet, double wrap the sheet. We behind a steel door. These doors cannot be opened unless you got handcuffs on before they open the door. Now, policy with the federal government is these doors that they open, these little chuck holes, the little slot in the middle of the door to serve you your motherfucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You gotta get up and grab this motherfucker out this chuck hole. Receive the little slot where a tray can fit in where your food on. But the federal government got it to the point that if you stick your arm or your hand out that chuck hole, the guards, this is a real live, this real. You stick your arm out of here, the guards are not to shut your arm in this door because it's a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lawsuit. So they are trained to say, can we get my chuck hole back? They'll ask you, can you stick your arm back in so they can lock the chuck hole? You know what I'm saying? Because once you take the chuck hole, the guard gonna step back. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know if you finna throw something on them, stick them with something, whatever. So he gonna step back. After you stick your arm out the thing, he gonna step back, ask you, can he get his chuck hole back? You gonna be like, man, fuck you. You ain't bring me no book yesterday. I told you to bring me such and such, man. You ain't bring me shit. Like, man, I ain't, you know, the guard gonna give him some type of excuse. Man, we busy, man. I was trying to do mail. I was woo. I had to sort the mail, this and that. He gonna try to give an excuse because if you don't get his chuck hole back, you have to fucking call a lieutenant. And then the lieutenant gotta call the captain. The captain gotta tell the warden that they need other guards off the compound, leaving their housing unit. Fuck around, have to lock a housing unit down because they need these particular guards to put on riot gear to come to the shoe to extract your ass out the cell. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole a chain of command, a lot of shit to do, you know what I'm saying, after you stick your arm off that chuck hole. You know what I'm saying? So that's the chain of command that have to go down because they can't slam your arm in this door. So once the Indian send word like y'all cover y'all doors and shit, we got our doors already covered. You know what I'm saying? We got our doors already covered. This motherfucker's serving child. So when they start at his door and he get his tray, he stick his arm out the door. You know what I'm saying? The guard step back asking for the chuck hole back. He like, fuck y'all. So the guard go down the range and continue to give us our food. Give us our food. After we eat, you know what I'm saying? After we eat, they can't even come back and get the trays. So he lock our slots back up, our chuck holes back. You know what I'm saying? We got a tray, but the Indian, his slot's still open because he got his arm out. You know what I'm saying? And you can look down the hallway to see if the guard went down there, because he ain't gonna try to sneak up and try to do it, because this nigga's on the tour that's gonna be like, here he come, here he come. So if you in the back of the cell, you can come out and still stick your arm back out there. You know what I'm saying? They try to hold their keys and see if you ain't got tired and took your arm out, and they'll sneak up on that motherfucker and lock that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to have to call a lieutenant and all of that shit on their watch. So the guards be trying to evolve all type of all wreck. They duck all type of wreck because, you know, and it's just too much on them. So this motherfucking Indian, we eat our food, shit like that. We cover our doors back up. We put water and blankets and shit up under the doors, and a gang of toilet paper on the top. It's like a little cut in the door, not really a cut in the door, with holes in the door, so you can stand at the door and talk and they can kind of hear you a little clear, because they got holes in the door, but it's all metal, ain't no nothing. So we got toilet paper all up on this paper, you know what I'm saying? Put toilet paper all around the door, all wet. I can use a roll and a half of toilet paper, and toilet paper don't even come that motherfucking many times a week, but shit, don't nobody want to smell no shit. So we pack these motherfucking doors, everybody pack their doors up, wet water, all of this shit at the bottom of the door. So this motherfucker wait till the lieutenant come, captain come, asking him to get a chuck hole back. Soon as these motherfuckers open the goddamn door to come down the hallway, man, he had launched a fucking attack that didn't make no motherfucking sense. This motherfucker started slanging these motherfucking peanut butter jars with shit and piss on them, and once you throw them out the chuck hole, even though you ain't got a long range of throwing it out the chuck hole, once it hit the wall and the floor and bounce off and the top fall off, shit and piss going all over the ceilings, the walls, all over the doors, everything. And they got what you call orderlies, you know what I'm saying? And these inmates that's been back here a while and, you know what I'm saying, got a calm demeanor or whatever, this and that. So the guards, are the captain or lieutenant, assign you up to be an orderly, to move around in the chute, you know what I'm saying? You be giving, you know, they kind of work with us in our favor, you know, giving us an extra t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, little shit that they can do, you know what I'm saying? So they really do that for the extra trays and shit to get them something to eat, pretty much, you know what I'm saying, and just have a little more move around freedom. I don't want that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's too much shit. Motherfuckers expect too much shit out of your homies want this and that and the third. And plus, goddamn me, I be going to the shoot. They ain't gonna let me out. I don't make those type of jobs, no way. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking about somebody in particular that could have made them jobs, because other dudes could make them. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Not because I didn't want to move around. You know what I'm saying? I just don't fit the criteria. You know what I'm saying? So after this motherfucker throw all these motherfucking shit bombs out this motherfucking thing, this shit splatter on the lieutenant, the captain, all of this shit, man. Oh my God. Do you know 30, 40 minutes later, do you know these motherfucking guards came in there? This motherfucker didn't touch the floor. Man, these motherfucking guards had this motherfucker up so high in the goddamn air, man. I'm talking about twisted up like a pretzel, taking him out of there. They were so motherfucking mad at him. I know they probably beat his motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? They didn't put him in the crazy room after that, because they ain't bring him back to the tier or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Man, these motherfuckers brought in a motherfucking, we had to stay in these motherfucking cells, man. Shit was everywhere. Man, these motherfuckers got the motherfucking oily, some motherfucking full body motherfucking the medical outfits, like the quarantine whole top and bottom. Man, they came in there and cleaned that shit up, man. That shit smelled so goddamn bad, you couldn't even breathe in this motherfucker. I'm laying on my bunk with my face in the pillow, wrapped up, my head wrapped up, and everybody in other cells was doing the same shit. That shit was horrific. That dude been shitting and pissing in these motherfucking jugs for weeks. For weeks. That shit fermented so bad, man, and I don't want to emphasize that to the point of beating that shit in y'all ears. But, man, these are some of the stories, man, and the situations that I was in doing 20 years in the federal prison, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start getting back into, you know, my mental mind state, and I want to give y'all my mental mind state when certain things was happening and certain things that I went through in doing this 20-year prison sentence. I wasn't hardcore all the way through and tough all the way through, because being away from your family, your loved ones, man, it touch you in ways that you wouldn't even imagine going through that type of scrutiny. But thanks to Obama, man, and the administration, man, shout out to Obama and his whole administration, man. I'm thankful to be one of the blessed ones to receive that blessing, man. And I'm doing great things, man, up and coming. I'm gonna be letting y'all know what I got coming up, man. I got some good stories for y'all, man, and then we're gonna transcend into another level, man. And shout out to everybody that's doing what I'm doing, man. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing what y'all doing, man. OG Weasel, Urban Conversation, signing out. We out, baby.